What's up, guys? My name is P, and I'd like to welcome you to another edition of Phipps Tips. In today's episode, we're going to take a look at the overall market. We're going to check out its top performers. We're going to have a look at the day's biggest winners and the day's biggest losers. Got a little tongue-tied there. Got a few news articles I'd like to cover with you guys today. CoinBase says it now has the regulatory authority to list security tokens, or tokens as securities. That's very interesting. We'll get into that. And also, Charlie Lee, the founder and creator of Litecoins, says buy Bitcoin first over any other altcoin. Why? Well, we'll find out soon enough. And then, guys, we're going to wrap everything up with a little bit of technical analysis. You guys are going to see a huge jump in Bitcoin price today. I will explain all of that and more coming up. But, guys, before we get started, if you're new around here, hit that subscribe button as I try to post a video every single day, Monday through Friday. And if you are a returning subscriber, hit that like button, guys. And let's get this great day started off. We'll be right back. We're on CoinMarketCap.com. The market cap currently sitting at $292.3 billion with a 24-hour trading volume of just shy of $17 billion and Bitcoin dominance checking in at 43.1%. Of our top five, guys, today, tons of green. Bitcoin itself up 10%. Ethereum up 5.5%. Ripple up 7.90%. Bitcoin Cash up 6.62%, and EOS rounding out the top five, up 8.92% on the day, guys. What have we got going versus Bitcoin today? Well, let's have a look. Our number one spot, 10x, up against Bitcoin, 9.77%. Power Ledger up 9.23%. Decentraland up just 9%. Zencash up just under 8%, and Wax up 6.79% today against Bitcoin, guys. Not a whole lot of stuff moving against Bitcoin since Bitcoin took a huge spike today. Actually, we see a lot of red compared to Bitcoin because of that. What have we got going versus our gainers and losers? Well, let's have a look. Geo. Never heard of it, with a $24,000 or a $62,000 24-hour trade volume. That is, pathetic. It's up 618%. That's a pump and dump if I've ever seen it, guys. That should be stayed away from. Tau Coin up 272.23% with a $485,000 24-hour trading volume. Might be something going on there. Paragon up 64.26%. Shirtley, I guess, up 62.47%. And United Traders token up 62.11%. Guys, of our top five today in the biggest gainers, all of those seem suspect to me. Shirtley, maybe. Paragon, maybe. But the rest of these, I don't know. Our biggest losers on the day, guys, Tradev B2B coin, down 65.27%. Cash Coin down 37.35%. Super Bitcoin down 30.5%. Sumo Coin down 22.23%. And Contract Net down 20.59% on the day, guys. So there you have it for our gainers and our losers. We're going to jump right on into these news articles, guys. Lots of information to cover, and I don't have a whole lot of time today. So we're going to try to be quick about it. So stay right there. We'll get to it as soon as possible. CoinBase says it now has regulatory approval to list security tokens. Today's article brought to you by CoinDesk.com. U.S. cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase has reportedly received regulatory approval to acquire several security firms, a move that could eventually see it supporting trading in tokens deemed as securities. A spokesperson for the exchange said on Monday that both the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, or the SEC, and the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority, or FINRA, have approved recently revealed acquisition deals for currently regulated firms, according to a report from Bloomberg. Last month, the exchange announced that it intended to purchase three companies: Keystone Capital Corporation, Venovit Marketplace and Digital Wealth LLC as a means to becoming a regulated platform for offering trading in security tokens as well as to tokenize traditional financial assets. As reported by CoinDesk, Coinbase Chief Operating Officer and President Asif Hirji, I always have a trouble with that guy's name, indicated that through the acquisitions, the exchange is seeking licenses as a broker-dealer, an alternative trading system, and registered investment advisor. The move by the noted U.S. cryptocurrency exchange comes at a time when financial watchdogs in the U.S. are beefing up scrutiny over cryptocurrency projects, especially initial coin offerings, and would seem to be positioning the firm for a future when current legal gray areas have been clarified in new regulation. The SEC has said it is currently investigating dozens of token projects, and its chairman, Jay Clayton, recently said in a public hearing that he believed every ICO he's seen is a security. Coinbase General Manager Dan Romero told CoinDesk in a previous interview that the exchange wants to add new digital assets commonly requested by customers, but it must tread carefully while U.S. regulators deliberate on how they might treat certain uses of the tech. He said at the time, and is quoted, "When we get to a point that we know which digital currencies and assets are securities, which ones are commodities, money, or currency, it will be immensely helpful." Just days ago, though, Coinbase announced it is exploring the potential listing of 5 additional cryptocurrencies on its platform, news that quickly resulted in soaring prices for said assets. Coinbase currently offers trading for Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, Litecoin, and has said it will soon add support for Ethereum Classic. So, guys, great news here, huh? Coinbase now has regulatory approval to list security tokens. So, I'm not a huge fan of Coinbase whatsoever. I find that what they do with their pricing is pretty much just legalized stealing at this point. And as soon as any U.S. exchange gets on board with fiat to cryptocurrency other than Coinbase, Coinbase can kiss my hairy white derriere. But for the space as a whole, guys, this is a boon, an absolute boon. And actually, all the news today in the crypto space has been nothing but good news, which is, frankly, in my opinion, a little disheartening. Why? Because I don't know, for many of you who are new to the crypto sphere and crypto scene and haven't been around since, gosh, I feel like I'm a veteran and I've only been in this market since January. But you will see bad press after bad press after bad press after bad press, just driving the price of Bitcoin down. Article after article after article or video of just, here's a reason why Bitcoin's going to die. Here's a reason why exchanges can't be trusted. Here's a reason why ICOs are failing 90% of the time. Here's why you're going to lose your money if you invest in this market at any given time. These are all things, guys, that I have read personally over the past 6 months. And now, today, every single news article that I've read is bullish. So, what does that tell me? Well, a couple things. It tells me, one, that the sentiment from, I would say Wall Street is changing when it comes to cryptocurrency. You have companies like BlackRock. You have companies like the one that George Soros is the head of that are looking into cryptocurrency. BlackRock, which is looking into cryptocurrency. MasterCard is looking into cryptocurrency to speed up transactions. You know, well, I shouldn't say every, but lots of companies in the financial sector, guys, are looking into crypto as a means of payment. So what does that tell us? That tells us that the faith in the current financial system is beginning to falter. That people are looking for additional ways to make money outside of, traditional finance. Why? Well, there's plenty of reasons. Big banks have lost the faith of their customers. Like, they claimed that they were too big to fail, but obviously that wasn't the case in 2008 when our we went into our, stock market crash, the housing market crashed, all at the same time. Then we had a near $1 trillion bailout, which ultimately failed. Banks were just handing out money left and right to people who far and away should not have had access to that kind of capital. And, it just brought the banks to their knees. So now these banks are looking for alternate ways of, staying. What is the word I'm looking for here? They need to stay relevant, I guess is the word. And they know it. They know that if they don't stay up with the times, they will go the way of the dodo. So, it's just something to keep in mind, guys, when you're really thinking about this space. And if you are not invested in it, do yourself a favor and research. Read as much as you can about Bitcoin, about blockchain technology. That is the technology behind Bitcoin. All of this, guys, should at least weigh a little bit on the decisions that you make when you decide to invest into this market. But as for this article and for CoinBase specifically, these guys are doing everything they can to be number one. And, my hat's off to them. Good for them. They're making all the right moves. My personal stance on CoinBase. I can't stand CoinBase. I like that they are, doing what they're doing, and it's helping the crypto space. But just the way they price gouge their customers, frankly, it sickens me. But, that's neither here nor there. But guys, tell me what you think. Do you think that CoinBase is going to be the one that sets us off onto the bull market that everybody thinks that we need to be in, or everybody thinks that we are headed into this month? I don't really know. All I do know is there is a lot of great news that happened just today, and this just happens to be part of it. And you'll see that the price of Bitcoin skyrocketed today because of all this fantastic news. But let me know what you think about it, guys. Do you think that Coinbase is the reason for the pump, or is it just a partial part of it? I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Drop me a comment down in the comment section. We're going to move on to our next news article. Litecoins Charlie Lee stating that Bitcoin needs to be bought first over any other coin. Stick around, we'll get into it. Litecoins Charlie Lee says buy Bitcoin before LTC or Litecoin. This article brought to you by Coinspy.com. Litecoin's boss, Charlie Lee, is an unusual cryptocurrency figurehead. Not only did he sell out of his Litecoin holding, but now he is encouraging people to buy Bitcoin before they diversify into anything else. This balanced and honest approach has divided the crypto community, most finding it refreshing, while some claim that he is making a fool of Litecoin holders. In a tweet today, Lee said that the cryptocurrency investor should aim to buy at least one Bitcoin before considering any other digital asset. He is quoted as saying in a tweet, there will be at most 21 million Bitcoins in existence ever, which meant that there are not enough for every millionaire to have one. Bitcoin scarcity means before you buy any other coin, including Litecoin, you should try to own at least one Bitcoin. After that, you can buy all the shit coins you want. And shit coins, guys, are any other coin other than Bitcoin. So, a lot of people say, you've got your diehards in this space who think that, Bitcoin is the only crypto and that every other coin's a shit coin, or that people claim that, any coin with over so many million coins is a shit coin. Guys, you cannot pay attention to that. You cannot pay attention to that term shitcoin. If you look into a coin, you research it, you read about the team, you read the white paper, and you trust the team, you trust what they're doing with their blockchain, you trust that they are, out to do exactly what they're stating that they're going to do, then it's not a shitcoin at all. You invest in it, sit, hodl, wait, watch. If there are signs of, the boat is sinking, you have time to get out, guys. Don't think just because, you invest into a currency and it doesn't do anything for, say, a month or 2 months or 3 months, that it's a shit coin and that it's dead and that your money is wasted. Because it's not, guys. Too many people in this space now, they want like instant returns. Hence why ICOs are so popular in this space right now. Nobody wants to wait for the tech. They want just instant money back. And while it's a way to generate capital and money, it's not good for the space, in my opinion. You've got these companies who, when they're initially being invested in, they've made millions upon millions upon millions of dollars from investment. You've got all these people just giving them so much money so they can, scoop up on these discounted coins. And then literally as soon as the coin is listed on any exchange, it's dumped. And when I mean dumped, guys, I mean it is dumped. And at least half, if not more, of the price is just slashed. So you got to look at it this way. You've invested all this money into this company. And this company is using your money and, all of its investors' money to, work on the project that they have listed in their white paper and yada, yada, yada. Now comes the time that they sell, that, you get your product out onto an exchange, you get your token listed onto an exchange, and suddenly you see your market cap literally get slashed in half. Why? Because instead of trying to hedge to keep, people from dumping your coin, you don't. And now you're sitting at half the market cap that you were in ICO. People who invested in your company have done, just sold every coin that you've given them. They've made out like a bandit, and you're left, with half the market cap that you initially had, and you're trying to build a platform and a project, on, half the capital that you wanted to start out with. So, that does not bode well for this space, guys. You have to give the company time to actually build its blockchain and do what it wants to do. to live up to its white paper. But nobody wants to see that, guys. Everybody is all about quick cash, quick returns. People say, oh, I'm in it for the tech and I'm in it for that. No, most of them aren't. Most of them are in it for the quick ICOs, just making thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. And then not really giving two shits, pardon my language, about the company that they invested in initially. They didn't care to begin with. They just wanted the discounted coin so they could sell it back to the exchange for a profit. And, whatever happens to the company is no longer their problem, or it never was their problem to begin with. So, that's just my opinion. Sorry I got off onto that tangent. We'll get back into this. Charlie Lee, famously or notoriously, if how you feel on the matter, sold his Litecoin near the top of 2017's bull market, a decision he later regretted as the subsequent fall in price made it look like he was privy to special knowledge, which he has denied vehemently. Those Litecoins that he had were his. He is entitled to do whatever the hell it was that he wanted with them. He saw that they were worth $300 a piece, so he sold them. He became a very, very rich man. And people are livid because of that. The same thing goes with Ian Bellina. That guy, he has done some major work in making himself, where he is. He's an expert in fundamental analysis when it comes to ICOs. He's an absolute expert at it. And people hate, you would hear it from them, we're glad, we love seeing people do well, yada, yada, yada. That's not the case, guys. People hate to see other people do well without them. And when they do, you're opening yourself up to an attack. I don't know how many times I've seen him on Twitter. He's tweeting that, he's watching the World Cup right now. And any chance that anybody gets to rip on him about being hacked, they do. Like complete heathens, and assholes. It just makes me despise the human race, honestly. But anyway, we're getting back into this before I get off on yet another tangent. And ever since, he has been accused by internet commenters of lack of commitment to the Litecoin cause. Receiving pushback from followers who thought he was suggesting that Litecoin was a shitcoin, he clarified his position in a follow-up tweet. Bitcoin, he said, is more of a sure bet, so is a good foundation before speculating on riskier altcoins. He also pointed out that this was the way he developed his own cryptocurrency. He owned Bitcoin before he ever created Litecoin. When asked if the same logic applied to Litecoin, which also has a limited supply, he said Litecoin has not achieved the status of Bitcoin yet. So guys, what do you think? Do you think he's right? Do you think that you should do you think you should own a single Bitcoin before you get into any other altcoins? I personally, I'm a big fan of Charlie Lee. I love his work. I love his coin. But I do not like his opinion here. He is entitled to it. But sure, owning a single Bitcoin, Bitcoin is the most expensive cryptocurrency. But it is also, in my opinion, the most highly manipulated. Hence, why we saw a price spike of nearly $700 today. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think, guys, that you should own a Bitcoin before any other altcoin? Because I honestly don't believe that at all. I own 0 Bitcoin. 0. All of my holdings are in altcoins. In projects that I find to be, things that are going to last. They're going to make it through the regulatory process of this whole sector, in this whole space. The companies and the projects that I've involved myself with, they are looking at regulations seriously. They are taking it serious. They're taking serious steps into becoming, regulatory or regulation savvy. They want to be able to operate within the U.S. and they have to jump through the hoops that the SEC puts into place. And when they do, guys, believe me, the sky is going to be the limit. The sky will be the limit. But I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Do you think that Bitcoin should be your first purchase above all other coins? And you should own at least one Bitcoin before you even venture off into a different altcoin? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on it. Let me know what you think down in the comment section. We're going to move on into this technical analysis here, guys. Stay tuned. And here we are, guys, on the Bitcoin versus US dollar day scale using the Bitfinex exchange information. And as you can see, guys, I left up all of our drawing tools and indicators that we had up yesterday. We had a little cup and handle going on. And if you recall from the video yesterday, what I said about what Bitcoin technically should do, well, finally, guys, finally, it did something technically. And we took a shot up. Now, what are we doing here? What we are seeing is a rejection from the 100-day moving average. We'll scroll in here just so you can get a better picture of it, like there. The 100-day moving average is the yellow line that we can see going through here. And as you can see, we just made mincemeat of the 50-day moving average. We just shoved right through that. And if you can really notice, if you can really see that the 50-day is starting to turn up, which is a good sign. We want to see the 50-day move above these two other moving averages. But what we do see right now, guys, is a rejection from the 100-day moving average. You can see that this candle here, which still has, about 4.5 hours to go, so anything is still possible. But you can see that it has a wick on it that it punched through the 100, but has since come back down. Now, from here, guys, we are in a no man's land, so to speak. What do? Well, you have several options. And before I give you those options, I just want to note that I am not a financial advisor. None of this should be taken as financial advice. This is for entertainment and educational purposes only. So, what are the things that you could do? Well, technically, you could short Bitcoin. You see this pump in price and automatically think, well, this price obviously is coming back down. So what you do is you buy in, you sell immediately to a broker, or you borrow off a broker. You borrow off a broker, sell immediately, and then just wait for the price of Bitcoin to plummet. Then you take the money that you got from initially selling your initial Bitcoin, you buy back the amount of Bitcoin that you bought or that you borrowed and sold, you give it back to your broker, and you keep whatever profit is left. And that is how you short a market, guys. But as you can see, we're steady losing price here. Price is being driven down off of this 100-day moving average. But guys, like what we can see, if you've been with me through this entire video, we know that these pumps here have come from bullish news. Now, what we will need to see if we want to keep Bitcoin on the upward path, we need more bullish news. A big catalyst to just send us screaming into the 10K range. What will that be? Well, there's several things that it can be. In my opinion, the big one is still months out, and that's the SEC weighing in on, ICOs. Currently, the SEC, the chairman of the SEC, I forget the gentleman's name currently, but he has stated every ICO that he's looked at so far, or at least not every, but most ICOs, a good 95% of them, he is considering to be securities, guys. So what does that mean? That will mean if these companies that are deemed securities want to operate or sell their product within their digital token, I should say, within the US, they will have to register with the Securities and Exchange Commission. A lot of companies that are outside the US won't want to do that. And what will happen? Well, the US will just get left out. That's exactly what will happen. We'll be skipped over. The rest of the world will indeed still be investing in ICOs. The US won't. But there are ways around that, guys. There are ways around that. I'm not going to tell you how to, break the law. I'm not going to do that, but just know that there are ways. You are sitting at your computer. Just Google it. But from here, guys, what can we expect from Bitcoin? Well, I honestly believe that we are going to test this 100-day moving average. We'll just do some sideways movement while we try to push through it. Hopefully, we get some good news that will just get us above this, trend here. You can see that we still haven't punched out of the yellow. See how I've got the yellow line here? That is acting as a line of resistance as well. Once we push through the 100-day, we'll have to go through the 200-day and this yellow bit of resistance here that's acted as, a top for Bitcoin since what? Oh, I don't know, February? Even before February, back in January. This yellow line here has acted as a top for Bitcoin. It has pushed through a couple of times, but never has closed above it. So, what is this? This would be a primary bit of resistance for Bitcoin. That's what this yellow trend line is signifying. But what we can expect, guys, this bull pattern, we could see a bit of a sell-off, and then, cup and handles are like a correct cup and handle, like what we're seeing right here. This is a bullish pattern, guys. So potentially and technically speaking, we should continue an upward trajectory. We may have a little bit of a sell-off as people try to take profit from this, but all in all, what we should expect from Bitcoin, if it's allowed to do what it wants to do or what it should do, is we should see a continuance of maybe a little bit of a sell-off and then on up and into 8,000, 9,000, 10,000. Keep your fingers crossed, guys. That is what we are hoping for Bitcoin. But guys, that's going to do it for today's video. If you're still with me after all this time, please hit that subscribe button. I'll try to post a video for you every single day, Monday through Friday. If you learned anything new today about Coinbase, about Litecoin, about Bitcoin, hit that like button, guys. It does a lot for me. And, share this stuff with your friends. Your friends probably want to know about Bitcoin, especially if you're making all kinds of money. Send them my way, man. I would love to educate them. But as always, guys, I would like to thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.